All right, everyone, welcome back to Binge Guide, the only show you need for all the hottest movie releases coming soon to a theater near you. I'm Andrew, and with me today, as always, is Victoria.
Hey everybody, Victoria here, and we are diving deep today into a movie that already has everyone buzzing.
You got that right.
All
We were
right.
talking about the new Lilo and Stitch movie.
Yeah, the live-action remake.
You know, we've got articles from Deadline Variety, the Walt Disney Company itself even, the Hollywood News Screen Rant, Space.com. We also watch all the trailers on Rotten Tomatoes Trailers YouTube channel, so we've got all the details for you today.
That's right, we are going to break it all down, give you everything you need to know about this new movie.
All right, so first things first, when is this thing actually coming out?
Well, if you're thinking about taking a trip to the theater Memorial Day weekend 2025, you might want to hold off till Friday, May 23rd. That's when Lilo and Stitch hits theaters.
Oh, wow, so they're really giving it the big opening weekend, huh?
That's right. I mean, Deadline said Memorial Day weekend, but then Variety, the Walt Disney Company, even the Hollywood News and Space.com, they all say May 23rd, 2025.
Interesting. Okay, so for the uninitiated, and I really don't know how you could have missed this movie, but for those who haven't seen the original, what is Lilo and Stitch about?
Basically, you've got this lonely little Hawaiian girl, Lilo, and she adopts what she thinks is a dog.
Oh, that's cute.
It is, except it's not a dog at all. It's Stitch. And he's this alien experiment, like Experiment 626.
Yeah.
He's designed for destruction, and he's escaped and crash landed on Earth.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
So what are the big themes here? What is it that made Lilo and Stitch such a hit in the first place?
It's really all about family, you know, and friendship and acceptance and that whole idea of Ohana.
Ohana, right?
It's just such a big part of Hawaiian culture. Nobody gets left behind or forgotten.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love that.
And from what we've seen in the trailers, those themes are going to be front center in this new movie too, so
Right.
don't worry about that.
Okay, good. So who's directing this? Who's behind the camera?
Okay, so the director is Dean Fleischerkamp. He did Marcel the Shell with Shoes On.
Oh, yeah, I loved that movie.
Me too.
Ah.
So we're expecting good things.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. So walk us through the plot here. What's the basic story?
All right, so it starts with Lilo. She sees a shooting star and makes a wish for a friend.
Oh.
I know, right? But it turns out that shooting star is actually Stitch's spaceship crash landing on Earth.
Oh, no.
I know, right? So he escapes his ship and tries to blend in by hiding his antenna so he looks more like a dog.
He's trying to disguise himself.
Exactly. He's a sneaky little alien.
Very cool. Very cool. So what about Lilo's sister, Nani? What's her role in all this?
Well, when Lilo brings Stitch home, Nani immediately makes it clear that Lilo is responsible for him. Like she says, he is your responsibility.
Oof, that sounds like a recipe for disaster.
It totally is. Especially because Stitch is like the most mischievous alien ever. He causes so much chaos.
Like, what kind of chaos are we talking about?
Like in the trailers, you see him stomping on sandcastles.
New, not the sandcastles.
I know, right? And he steals a police car, like a bright red one.
Oh, my gosh.
He's honking the horn. He even throws a CD at a car at one point.
Oh, my goodness.
He drives a golf cart like a maniac. And in the Super Bowl trailer, we even see him drinking lava lamp liquid.
Oh, wow. Okay, he is a handful.
He really is. But it's all in good fun, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So is anyone trying to stop him? I mean, aside from Nani?
Well, we know from Deadline that Agent Copra Bubbles, he's on the case, and then there's Jumba and Pleakley. They're the ones who created Stitch, and they're trying to catch him and bring him back home.
Sounds like a wild goose chase.
It really is, but in the midst of all this craziness, there's this beautiful message about Ohana.
Right, family.
Exactly. It means nobody gets left behind or forgotten no matter what. And Lilo really embodies that spirit with Stitch.
That's awesome. So let's talk about the cast. Who's playing who?
Okay, so Lilo is played by this young actress, Maya Kealoha, and she's actually Hawaiian, which is amazing.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Yeah, Screen Rant talked about how important it was to cast authentically.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then for Stitch, get this, they got Chris Sanders.
No way.
Yes, way he voiced Stitch in the original movie, and he's back.
Wow, talk about perfect casting.
I know, right? And Screen Rant says that his live-action look is very accurate, too.
That's so cool. What about Nani?
Nani's played by Sydney Agudam,
Okay.
but there's been a bit of controversy online because she has a lighter skin tone than the animated Nani.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, she's Caucasian, Filipino, and Polynesian, but Screen Rant pointed out that she was born and raised in Hawaii and that she's also older in the live-action version, like 24 instead of 18.
Okay, so some changes there for sure.
Yeah, and there are some other visual differences too, like she wears gold hoop earrings and has her hair in a bun, which is not how the animated Nani usually looked.
Okay. What about Agent Cobra Bubbles?
He's played by Courtney B. Vance.
Oh, wow. Great actor.
I know, right?
So is he like a big imposing figure in the live action?
Well, Screen Rant says he's not as tall or muscular as the animated version, and there's some other differences too. Well, he has a mustache,
Okay.
and he wears regular glasses instead of sunglasses.
Interesting.
He only has one earring instead of two, and he doesn't have the cobra tattoo.
Oh, wow. Okay, so a bit of a different look then.
Yeah, definitely some creative license there.
So who's voicing Jumba and Pleakley?
Okay, so Jumba's voiced by Zach Galifianakis.
Oh, that's a great choice.
I know, right? And Screen Rant says they haven't shown his full alien look yet, but he's got this cool new cloaking technology for his human disguise.
Oh, wow. That's a fun upgrade.
Right. And then Pleakley is voiced by Billy Magnuson, and apparently his design is super accurate to the original.
Wow, that's great.
I know, right? They really nailed his look.
Awesome. Awesome. So what about Lilo's friend, David Kowina?
He's played by Kaipo Dudoit, and Screen Rant says his portrayal seems pretty accurate to the original, although his outfits are a little different and you can't really see his necklace in the trailers.
Okay, interesting. What about the Grand Councilwoman?
She's voiced by Hannah Waddingham. Yeah, and her look is pretty accurate too, although her headpiece is a little different.
How so?
It's shorter and more like coral or antlers than the longhorns she had in the original.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And there's one more casting choice that's really fun.
Oh, yeah.
So Tia Carrere, who voiced Nani in the original movie,
Oh, wow.
she's back in this one, but she's playing a new character, Mrs. Kikoa.
Oh, that's so cool. I love that.
Me too. It's a nice little nod to the original.
Definitely. Even the ice cream guy is back.
Yeah.
But he's selling shaved ice now and no sunburn.
Yeah, Screen Rant noticed that too.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
So was this always going to be a big theatrical release?
Actually, no. Deadline says it was originally planned for Disney Plus, but then they decided to release it in theaters.
Oh, wow. So they must really have faith in it.
Yeah, seems like it.
And this is the second live-action Disney remake this year, right?
That's right. Variety mentioned that Snow White just came out earlier this year.
Wow, they're really on a roll.
They are. So this new Lilo and Stitch, it's going to be a mix of live action and CGI.
Okay, that makes sense for Stitch and the other aliens.
Exactly. And apparently they're trying to balance staying true to the original while also adding some modern touches.
Oh, okay, cool. And it sounds like they're taking the cultural aspects of the story seriously.
Yeah, they've been working with cultural consultants, and they cast native Hawaiian actors to make sure they're representing Hawaiian culture authentically.
That's great to hear.
And Space.com says the budget for this movie is $150 million.
Whoa. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, they're not messing around.
Okay, so what's the fan reaction been like to all this?
So when the trailer dropped, there's a lot of excitement and nostalgia.
This makes sense. It's such a beloved movie.
Yeah, and people have been talking a lot online about the characters and the design choices.
But I imagine there's some mixed feelings too, right?
Oh, definitely. Some people are tired of all these live-action remakes, and they're worried this one won't do the original justice.
Yeah, I can see that.
But then there are others who are really excited about it, and they love the emphasis on Ohana in the trailers.
So it's a mixed bag.
Pretty much, yeah.
So what about the overall look and feel of the movie?
Well, the trailers are visually stunning, lots of beautiful shots of Hawaii,
Oh, wow.
and they really capture Stitch's chaotic energy.
That's good.
But they also hint at those deeper emotional moments, too.
And what about the music?
They're using some classic Elvis songs like You're the Devil in Disguise and Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride.
Oh, that's perfect.
I know, right? It really sets the mood.
Yeah, for sure. So as we wrap up here, what are the key takeaways for our listeners about the new Lilo and Stitch?
Okay, so it comes out May 23rd, 2025.
Big day.
It's all about Ohana.
Huh.
Chris Sanders is back as Stitch, and it's going to be a mix of familiar and new elements.
Sounds like a winning formula.
Hopefully.
And that's what Binge Guide is all about, keeping you informed about the next big thing in movies. So make sure you're subscribed.
And we want to leave you with a little something to think about. Given all the remakes coming out, what is the one thing from the original Lilo and Stitch that you think this new movie absolutely has to get right?
It's a good question. Let us know what you think, and we'll see you next time on Binge Guide.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.